Hey guys, what is crack-a-lackin'? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll roll on through. Hey guys, yeah, we've had large eruption that I showed you guys earlier. Hey Daniel, what's going on? Trish, what's happening? Surgery 68's in the house. Steve, what's happening? Jammer, my brother, good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Dr. Fatbird, cool name. Anna, what's up? Michael Hart, Jim Miller's in the house. George, what's happening? Deb, Saffron, Jacqueline Tester, blessings. Thank you for the blessings. Back at you. See here, think. Daryl's in the house. Mark with the French accent. Hey, love it, love it. Yeah, guys, use those special emojis that only members get to use, guys, if you're a member. I think they're pretty cool. Hey, Mark, what's up? And I will be doing a members-only stream later on today. Members, please keep an eye out for that. I'll probably post it, I don't know, a few minutes before I go live. It's just going to be a laid-back thing. And so I'll probably end up coming back on even here later on tonight for a regular stream, just to give you guys updates on what's going on. But thanks to all the recent support for all the memberships, Full of Hope, Aaron, Deep Quake, Cat. I always forget people. Yeah, everybody that's donated memberships. I've been getting emails and stuff from everybody saying, man, I wish I could thank those guys directly. And so whenever you get them, it'll tell you right there in the, hey, Postman, right there in the chat. So with that being said, a lot of you guys are really good about saying thank you when those are gifted to you also. And again, guys, the people that are most active in the chat get the gifted memberships. Nobody has any control over that. It's an algorithmic thing. Hey, Knock. Hey, Grace. What's up? Jill D's in the house. Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. Yeah, guys, this could end up being a decent deal here. I'm still falling short of calling it some big massive hit, but just because of its location. But even and this is mimicking a lot of things. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys a couple things that are actually kind of I don't know. I don't even know what to call this as far as comparing one storm to the possibility of another. I will tell you this is moving fast. You know, Matthew Shipley, he did a couple little updates and stuff, and he was talking about 42 hours plus or minus 6 hours of it hitting. So that's 2 days or less. Okay? And the official forecast is for a hit on the 10th. So this does mean that it will be a fast mover when it hits. I'm not sure exactly how fast. I'm guessing 1.5 million miles per hour. Or maybe closer to 2. We'll just have to wait and see. But this was very impressive. Well, thank you, Full of Hope. Another 10 memberships. There you guys go. Tell her thanks, guys. Awesome. Thank you, Full of Hope. Appreciate that a lot. But these, you know, these things, yeah, Full of Hope, if you show up to the members only stream later on, you can help me pick out an emoji for you guys. We'll run it through like we've done multiple times with other people. So we'll do that. Make that part of the members only stream. And but anyway, let me get to the space weather stuff. That's why you guys are here. So let's just do this. So this was a massive eruption. Okay, it truly was. This is a very big one, and it was in the quote unquote danger zone. So yeah, so let's just watch this thing for a minute. And I got you guys over here, Isla, and daggone it. See, listen, I do this every single time. I have got to do something to remember to have that pulled up. You know, it's not a big deal. It's like 2 or 3 clicks here, but my gosh. You think I'm not, you know, I'm acting like a rookie here, I guess. But I'll also say, you know, I'm running all this stuff on my own, trying to click buttons and all this other stuff. Oh, by the way, guys, guess what? my son gave me a TV that he was getting rid of. It's like a 47-inch TV. That is now one of my monitors. I'm like, it's almost too big. It's sitting on my desk and it's like, woof, all up in my face. But I don't have to struggle to read. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is SDO. So this is the positioning of this satellite I'm getting ready to talk about. And we're going to be looking at the extreme ultraviolet on this satellite. It picks up different angstroms of light through a filter. And so we can't see that part of the light spectrum with our eyes. So they are singling out specific gases. So it gives us different visuals. And then they'll do composites also, where they lay down 2 or 3 of different angstroms, and it does give you a really good visual to go off of. But I'm showing you this because this satellite's in an interesting kind of orbit. It's called geosynchronistic orbit, and so what that means is basically it stays over this part of our planet at all times. It orbits the Earth at the same speed as the Earth rotates around its axis at 15 degrees an hour. So it makes it stay right here. That's important to know because when this satellite is actually on the dark side of the planet, there's a couple eclipse seasons. I think there's 2 of them. And what happens is the Earth will actually go between the satellite and the sun. So it'll make it seem like the satellite was eclipsed by something, and it was. It's the Earth. Okay, and also sometimes we'll catch the moon in there and other things that'll happen there too. But so anyway, I wanted to make sure you guys understood where this was at. It's from our perspective. I could just say that and keep moving, but I don't like doing that. I like people to understand what exactly we're talking about here. And because it does matter to understand your perspective, because everything we talk about, direction, speed, you got to know your perspective to calculate your speed. If your angle's off, it's going to adjust how fast the thing is moving. So that's just how we have to do it. So it's important to know where you're looking from. So let me show you this very, very impressive. It's visually stunning. It really, truly is. I haven't seen one like this in a very long time, if ever. And I say that because of just the uniqueness of it, okay? And we'll kind of analyze this a little bit. I'm not going to go too much into analyzation on this thing. But as you can see, that's the initial, right? And this was almost an X flare. It was an M9.8. It does not get much closer than that to an X flare. So as you can see, that flare caused the plasma to start erupting off. Right here at the beginning, it looked like the sun was going to recapture it, which it does often through magnetics and gravity and all that. These are charged particles. They have mass. So gravity affects it, and so does magnetism because they have charge. Plasma is a charged gas. It's the fourth state of matter. So what that does is it causes it to react to opposite polarities and similar polarities. So if they're the same polarity, they repel from each other. If they are opposite, they attract. But do you see what happens here? Right? Matthew did such a great job on such a concise, short video too. It was awesome. Explaining what I'm getting ready to tell you here. So you see this initial eruption, right? Well, it looks like it's going to go back to the sun. See how it kind of started to fall back? Now watch what happens, because you get like 3 separate eruptions again. So there you go, it's flaring again, and then all of a sudden, bam, you can see it shooting out. Now this thing really does is just visually stunning. That's all I can say. I mean, I really don't know what else to say in that aspect, other than it's a very beautiful sight. It's nothing to be scared about either. This is not grid down. At least I don't think it is. If it is, that'll be the first thing I tell you. And most likely, if it is a grid down situation, guys, nobody's going to be able to give you a warning. And that's why I do what I do, okay? So you guys don't have to have me here to understand when something goes really bad. So anyway, watch this plasma, and we'll look at this like right in here. And see how this kind of breaks off from the main, and then just shoots out. It's really interesting how it separates too. It probably got caught right in that perfect position where the sun was still trying to draw it back, and it was breaking away, so it pulled itself apart a little bit right there. That's kind of what it looks like. But, you know, and that's just, you know, it really is not going to affect Earth right there, that part of it. But the models are in, the data's in, and the models have updated somewhat. So we're going to take a look at those because they are saying it's going to hit. Now, I can tell you right now, we're not going to get hit with the middle of that thing. Okay, the most dense part of that typically is in the middle of it. But with an eruption like this, with it separating the way that it did, it looks like it has separate, like, I don't know, core plasma balls firing everywhere, right? If you look at it right there, you see how it's kind of got an eruption going here, here, and here? These are not connected. So, I've never seen one do this, okay? I'm not saying that it's never happened. I'm just saying I've never personally seen it. It's amazing. It really, truly is. It's very cool stuff. So, hey, Trinity, good to see you. Hey, Ripper, what's up? What is cracking? Gunslinger. Noodlehead's in the house. Dude, what's up? Okay, Buckeye Jim, what's going on? Trinity, hey, guys, let's get some prayers in there for Trinity. She's not feeling all the greatest, all right? Let's get some ones in there, or some prayer hands, one or the other. Whatever you guys prefer to use. Yeah. I'm still kind of getting used to this setup, just so you know. Anyway, so let me just scroll down here, and like I said, guys, I already kind of told you guys what I thought was going to happen, and it's kind of what's happening. It's not exact, but you can definitely see right there is that eruption. Okay, this is the 211. And you can see a shockwave kind of go back a good distance there. And what I'm talking about is the corona. You'll see a shockwave go across the sun here. And it is, you can, I mean, and the faster I make it go, the more you kind of see it flutter. So watch right here where my cursor's at. You'll see a flutter. See that? And it flutters all the way back here. So that what that's indicating is that it most likely has an Earth-directed component. And again, guys, this is a very, very fast. It's not the breakneck speed that, you know, it's not the fastest thing I've ever seen. But it's faster than a normal CME. I will say that. But we can kind of see it here too. I don't show you guys this one that much because it just typically isn't that visual to me because it gets washed out by the corona. But right now it's showing a lot of things, and we'll be able to see the shockwave on this too. Okay, you can kind of see how that kind of moved all the way over here. So that's just another way to show you. Now, let's go here. Again, this is the 131. Here's the initial eruption. And you kind of see it kind of moved over, but look what else is happening here, okay? This thing is still kind of sputtering. And we got another large active area over here. This is big in sense of size from one side to the other, you know, diameter of an active region. Now, they're going to consider this 3 or 4 different sunspots, but it's really all in the same area. Now, this is the 94 angstrom. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing this, guys, but I point that out because of this. You see this? That's that big sunspot turning in. This was back on the 7th, 2 days ago. But now, as we watch it, okay, there's the big one on the right, boom, and then boom, okay? Now, what I want to show you here, this is that region. Look at this. Look how large an area that is. So if we start seeing these cores really start to get close to each other, that's magnetic polarity it's showing you with the blues and the reds. When the opposites get together, when they get close, they have reconnection. So those reconnection points is when it flares. All right? I guess you could kind of think of it like sticking a screwdriver in between 2 live wires and it just kind of connects. Right? And probably blow your hand off too. But anyway, I've told you guys a story about the guy I worked with that used his fingers to test fuses live. And we're not talking like little fuses for your car, guys. I worked on $1 million equipment and huge injection molding huskies. That's what they called them. that had 480. Okay, big fuses. I'm talking the fuse itself. If you got hit in the head with it, would knock you out. So yeah. But anyway, this is the radiation storm. Now I got something interesting to show you here. Okay, this is SOHO. Now remember what we're talking about when we say SOHO. SOHO is a different satellite, right? It is a million miles closer to the sun than what we are. And this is seeds. This is where I usually take you to see SOHO, because they have it here too. All the data is coming from the same spot, just different websites, agencies, schools, organizations put that data into their own models, so they can kind of differ, or they can just use the official one, right? But this is Earth, and here's SOHO. That gives you reference. Okay, I'm also going to show you Stereo A here in a minute, but Stereo A is no longer over here. It's basically from our perspective. It's hanging out here. It's outlived its lifetime. But it's still up there and it's still collecting data. I don't think they're going to send it back out at this point. Be nice if they did, because we could have a backside view of the sun. But something interesting on here at Seeds, Stereo A is not updating here either anymore. So this has just happened in the past couple days, and this happens from time to time. They could be doing maintenance on the website or whatever, I don't know. But the data is not being updated, so I can't use this. Okay? So I got to find other places to show you that data. And this is ISWA, and this is the same data. I just won't have a difference imaging, which is the black and white. Okay? So this is the current storm. So I'll back it up here and I'll show you. Now I think that's Venus. Okay, I'm not really 100% on that, but I think it is. So you see the initial eruption right there, right? So I'm going to stop it there before the radiation storm hits. Guys, this is the same sunspot that gave us the G5 storm last month. Okay? And before we go any further, guys, please take the time to share this out. I went live at a weird time last night. And if I go again today, it's going to burn up all the notifications that YouTube sends out for me. So remember that too. So just check back later on and see if I've posted again. If you would, just check back time to time. If you turn your notifications on, most likely you're going to get one if you check all. But YouTube kind of limits that. In other words, they're not going to let me start 9 different live streams in one day and send out mass notifications on each one. And I understand that. I really do. I think they limit like a full notification to 2 a day. I can't remember exactly what that number is. But anyway, please share it out and check back later on today. That doesn't affect the members only streams, okay? So members, just click your notification. If I go live on a members only, or if I schedule one, you guys will definitely know it if you just check in or turn your notifications on. Hey, Butterfly, good to see you. Hope between the dreams. Terry is in the house. What's up, brother? Ain't seen you in a minute. He's doing some good earthquake reporting over there, too. So, he's got a channel, guys. Go check it out. Let's see here. Hey, you know what? Is Hilly live right now? God, I hate doing that. So I never stream at this time, and I'm streaming right now. I don't want to take his viewers. Guys, if you guys want a good Bible study, go check out Hilly. Come back and watch me on replay, okay? Hilly Billy, you guys know him. You guys probably know who he is. So anyway, so check this out, guys. This is a month ago. Now look what's happening here. This is the series of CMEs that gave us the G5 storm. Okay? Here's one of the biggest eruptions out of it. Are you guys noticing anything here? Doesn't seem quite as powerful, does it? And I can't say for certain, guys. I'm not going to be able to give you any kind of solid, concrete, hey, this is stronger than this one, that, or the other. I'm just being able to show you an observation visually. Okay? But check this out. So this happens, and again, this is that danger zone area, right? Because our connection to the sun is on this side. So when a CME travels over that interplanetary magnetic field line of ours, that we're connected to the sun with, which is actually fluid. It moves, okay? But typically it's on the side of the sun over here, and sometimes even closer to the back than it is the front. It's really kind of, it's an odd thing, but it's the end of spiral that we talk about, the spiral stuff. That's why. But when these CMEs cross over that line, our interplanetary magnetic field line will pick up those protons. And we've had big blasts straight off the back give us radiation storms because it crossed our interplanetary magnetic field line, and the CME wasn't even coming at us at all. It was going off the back, but we still got a radiation storm from it. But, so you see how that happens, right? And look what happened shortly after the CME made itself known. And then here's the radiation storm. Now, I can tell you that that's as strong as that got. What am I talking about strong? You see the amount of particles here? Now check this out. Okay, so I'm going to back this up. Here's that one. First off, you notice how immediate it was? So this must have crossed our line like just perfect. And it also indicates it might be a little stronger. And let me show you why. See this? Watch. And it crosses that line, and here's the radiation, but check that out. You guys see how much different that is at the peak? Look at that. The radiation storm is definitely stronger. Now, will that indicate a stronger CME? I don't know. I really don't know that. It could. I would think that it very well could, because it's definitely got more protons hitting us, because that's what that is. I mean, I hope you guys can see that and understand what I'm saying here. All those little white dots are charged particles hitting the detector. Okay? So, as I back off there, you can see it a little bit better, can't you? And that's what I'm trying to show everybody. It is definitely, definitely one of those things, right? Okay, so, hey, Rebecca. Hey, dude. What's up? I said hi to you a minute ago. Hey, guys, give me a, Hilly is live. Yeah, daggone it. See, I don't like... Wow. Yeah, he usually goes at 1 o'clock, I think, on Saturdays, and I hate doing that. I hate that. Anyway, give me a roll call in there, guys, as I go forward to the next image here. This is Stereo A, and this updated. Again, they got this on Soho. Remember I said that? But it's not updating over there either right now on Seeds. So this is Stereo A, that one that's outlived its lifetime. And it's basically, from our perspective, we just got kind of a skewed one. This is kind of off to what we would consider our west, because it's backwards. East-west is backwards when talking about this. North-south is the same. East-west is backwards. So going to the right would mean that it's going west, right? But it's updated here, and this is when I knew that this thing was going to hit us. Right here. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying that, you guys see this? That's a full halo. Now, yes, the center of it is going that direction more. Okay? I didn't even have to look at the updated NOAA model. I knew when I seen this that this thing was going to come at us at least a little bit. And at first I was thinking kind of glancing below. And it still could be a glancing blow. I'm not saying that's not possible. But what I am saying is it does look more and more as if we may take a bit of a more direct hit than I originally thought. But I'm not going to sit here and claim that yet, because I don't want to lead anybody astray here. So here is that radiation storm. It shot straight to S2 radiation level, storm level, I mean. Then it got up to S3, okay? We don't get there very often, guys. So this is, it's significant. And it's doing what it usually does. It's tailing off. But it's going to last probably the rest of the day unless we get another eruption. Okay? So, remember this, like, secret, super secret geomagnetic storm that nobody's seen? Nobody knew this one was happening, right? I did a video on that, or a live stream. We had a G2 storm just out of the blue, and my guess is it either came from one we just didn't see, or somebody might have thought it went off the backside. Because we don't really know unless we have a side view, right? And there was some big controversy, not really controversy, but it was controversial in the aspect that people were disagreeing, okay? Whether or not that big eruption was going off the back or coming our direction. But we did get a CME, we did get a geomagnetic storm from that, G2 right there. So, yeah. So, let's take a look at the D region. Flares show up as almost like a bullseye here, right? That would be X-ray, okay? That's X-ray, that's for flares. Now, when we get a radiation storm, they collect on our poles, okay? That's what's going on there. And it would tend to go up and hang on depending on how strong it is, right? So this is going to hang on. Now, you can see there's a flare right there. Oops. Okay? That's why that increased right there, but that had nothing to do with the radiation storm. All right, so just know that when we see these colors show up on the poles on this model, it's showing you a radiation storm. Now you can come over here and get the units of measurement over here and check this out if you needed to, if you want to get that exact. But that's just what we see there. Also here, guys, there's a pretty good jump here on our proton flux. Look at that. That's, yeah. It's significant. So let's look at the end little spiral. Okay, this is really what hammers it home for people. Okay, this is the top-down view of our inner solar system. That's the sun. This is the Earth here in the middle. This is a side cut. This at the top is density. The density of it. Nothing more. It's showing you the density. This usually reads between 1 to 10. Usually. Right now it's saying 10 to 70. Why? Because we're expecting a more dense hit. Now, I want you guys to understand what I'm saying here. And this is going to help me explain to you guys why I think it went a little bit more west than just a straight brunt hit. You see this right here? This is stereo A's conditions. This is the condition at Earth. Remember where I said stereo A was at? Over here. So it's off to that direction. That's why the density is in their forecast is higher on stereo A than it is at Earth. That's why. Okay? So that's what the forecast is showing. Now, this is speed down here. So let me this gives us 2 days historic data, and it tries to forecast out 5 days. It's very seldom correct 5 days out, but getting inside 2 to 3 days, it's pretty decent at getting it right. Okay? So as I go forward here, you're going to see it blow off. This is that eruption, and there's the speed there too. But watch what happens. You can kind of see that the brunt of it's like right here, right? That's the darker black color. And it almost, why that's going south, I don't know, because it looked to me like it was blowing north. I don't know. But anyway, you can see how the inside of it starts speeding up. See that? And it almost splits. Now we get hit right there. Now if this is off in any direction, it could cause us to really not get hardly anything at all. Or if it's off the other direction, it could cause us to get a harder hit. That's why this one's going to be very difficult to get right. And that's why I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to 100% be anything. Okay? Just make sure I had an hourglass there for a second. When that hourglass shows up, I got to check to make sure I wasn't dropping frames. But you can see, now the speed here is 3 to 700 right here. Normal is 3 to 500. So we're talking, you know, close to, well, about a million and a half miles per hour is what they're forecasting. For every 400 kilometers per second, rule of thumb, without going to the calculator, it's about a million miles per hour for each 400 kilometers per second. Okay? So just remember that. Unless you want to get exact, right? Okay, so let me stop that movie there. Okay, so here is the data, right? The raw data. Not much to show right now. Okay, because we're not having geomagnetic storming, but we did back here. This is called popcorn, what I call popcorn. Conditions were fluctuating rather aggressively here. Okay? A data point is just that, a data point. It's a point. So when they line up at similar data, at similar values, you see a more solid looking line. When they're not, you see this popcorn look, and that typically means we're taking a hit. Something space weather is affecting our magnetic field when that's happening. Okay? So, and there's not a whole lot here to show you because, yeah, geomagnetically, there's nothing really much going on our planet right now. That's going to change in the next day or two. So that's why I'm talking about it. Okay? Now, this is Dr. Tony Phillips, spaceweather.com. Obviously, he's going to be talking about the same things because this is going to be big space weather news. Okay? He actually even talks about this up here, and I actually agree with him here. This is either one of those, the unexpected geomagnetic storm. It was either one of those that went off the backside, or it's one that we just didn't see. And I explained to you guys multiple times why we don't see them from time to time, because when they blow off right here in the front, the sun is camouflaging it. That's why this one was so awesome, because it was kind of over here on the limb. If that had happened over here, yes, it would have come at us and hit us a lot harder than what it is here. But visually, we wouldn't see it as much. It's just that simple. Okay? We get the contrast of the blackness of space here. So that's what I'll say on that. Now, I'm trying to see if there's anything else here but the one thing I want to point out, okay? This sunspot here gave us that. It's on its third trip around the sun now. So if it makes it back through, yeah, we may have to deal with it again. But check that out. It's going to be a constant train of sunspots here. So it's going to leave us at an elevated X-ray level already. That's what they do. Even when they're not flaring, they're still producing X-ray. That's why the baseline moves. Like during solar maximum, you see how you can kind of imagine a line right here, what we would call the baseline? During solar minimum, it's down here. Because there's hardly any sunspots. So when we get a flare, it looks really, really intensive. Okay? So that's just what I'll say. Hey Mary, what's up? Hey Arlene. Guys, hey Miss Dragon. Hope your headache's better. OG, what's happening? Leslie Lindsay, what's happening? Hope Faith, love it. Alright guys, so please give me another roll call in there. I didn't even see where you guys were putting it in there. But yeah, please share this out. Come back and leave a comment, please. It really does help. I'm not too concerned about the previous video. If you guys want to leave me a comment there, that'd be awesome too. It just helps push it out for me. So thank you for that. I know you guys do it a lot, and just talking in the chat actually gets it going too. So, but let's look at what we can expect, guys. S3 storm, radiation hazard avoidance recommended for astronauts, passengers and crew on high-flying aircraft that are flying high latitude, which means closer to the poles, have to pay attention. People that are pregnant, they do not suggest you fly in these conditions. Just saying. It's like getting an X-ray. Okay? I don't see us getting S4 unless we get another large eruption that crosses our magnetic field line again. With all the protons that are already here, if we get a similar eruption, go off the same direction and cross our magnetic field line, we may just buzz right past S4 and go to S5. I don't know. But with the protons still hanging out here, we're inundated with it right now. We're saturated. So we got to pay attention and see if it happens again. We definitely probably will get to close to S4 range. So, yeah. And I don't know that I've ever seen an S4 radiation storm the whole time I've ever been doing this. Okay? So I wouldn't even know what to expect. Just so you know. So, again, guys, that's what's happening. I don't want to keep this extremely long. Hey, Rainbow. Hey, Carol. Blade, Action Jackson, what's happening? Hilda, Barbecue. Okay, guys. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and end this one. I'm serious. And I know it's a short one, but I'll probably... Hey, Greta, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, Sean. Come on, wages, S4 range. S4 is, if you want to know about that, I guess I could... Unavoidable radiation hazard to astronauts. In other words, it doesn't matter what they do up there, they're going to have some radiation issues. Passengers, again, high latitudes may be exposed to radiation risks. And they don't use that word very often, risk, when we're talking about this. May experience memory device problems and noise on imaging systems. The satellites that we look at. Star tracker problems may cause orientation problems. Blackout or high frequency radio communications get affected. Navigation for everything gets affected. Okay? So, and conditions just keep getting worse as the further you go up here. Okay? So that's what I'll say on that end of it. I don't want to go too much more into that. Radiation storms, we really don't even pay much attention to them until you get S2. S1, it even tells you biological effects, none. Satellite operations, none. Other systems, minor impacts on high frequency radio in the polar region. So if you're using high frequency radio by the poles, you might notice it. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm saying here. But that's a fairly new indice too, guys. They didn't used to even measure this stuff like this or give it any kind of storm warning system. So, all right, guys. You guys got any questions? Fire them in there to me, and I'll see what we got. Grace Johnson, what's up? You feeling any better, buddy? Hey, Jeremy, what's going on? Scan family. Yes, Scan family, it most certainly is. Do not change your life in one way, shape, or form because of this type of radiation storm, guys. It's not to that level. You don't have to worry about that, okay? Unless you fall into that category that you're pregnant and you're trying to fly across the poles, okay? Or you're a stewardess or something like that. And if you are, you're probably already aware of this because they don't let them fly over a certain amount of hours during these kinds of conditions. So they're probably already knowing this, and that's what I'm trying to say. So will we see Aurora? Yes, that's a great question. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. We most certainly will. Ilea, one of the, most of you guys know who Ilea is. She's probably the best mod, one of the best mods in our community. Over on Marfugal here, I'm not sure. She probably mods on a whole bunch of other channels in our community. So that tends to happen. I do too. But yeah, she likes the Aurora thing, so, and I do too. I love it. I tell you what I can do. If you hang out here for a second, guys, I'll show you something if you want to hang out for a minute. Let me, I can show you some Aurora from the last G5 storm. This one's from Kiss Freak, okay? So I'll go ahead and just flop that on over to there. And these are amazing things, okay? So yeah. Now I don't know why that's not showing up. Can you guys see that? I don't think you can you? Let me, why is that? I don't know why that didn't show anything. Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. Hold up. I'm not sure if that, there it goes. It's showing up now. Okay. There we go. All right. So can you guys see all that? Yeah. I mean, ain't those beautiful? I mean, come on. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. Look at this. These all came from Lord Kiss Freak. He lives in Canada, and this was during that G5 storm, guys. He works outside, and he's the one that gave us the photograph of Aurora with a backhoe. That's what he does for a living. And so it was amazing. I've never seen Aurora that intense with any kind of machinery like that in the field of view. I told him he needs to go try to sell that thing because, I mean, my goodness. Check that out, guys. And Ricky sent me some good ones too. It's in a different folder and I can't get to it right now. But Ricky Spence did. But check that out. Yeah, Noodlehead, if you want me to share them, all you gotta do is send them to me, man. Anastasia. Yeah, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? I didn't get a chance to see him. I didn't do the smart thing. I didn't take my phone and take a picture. We couldn't really see him with our naked eye here, where I'm at. But everybody that had a camera could pick it up. Okay, so we got any more of those from Chris? Check this one out, guys. Right here. It's just so crazy to me, man. It really, truly is. It's one of those things that's just jaw-dropping, man. I can't say enough about it. It really is. It's just awe-inspiring when you see things like this. I couldn't imagine seeing it with my own eyes because they don't just stay in a static position. For people that have never seen them, what happens is they move around almost like a wave of water. They really do. It reminds me of like a light show that you would see at an amusement park or something. I mean, he did an awesome job with these too. I didn't edit these at all to try to like crop them out or anything. This is all him. And that's why I told him, I said, you sure you want me to share these? You should go sell these things, man. I mean, I'm not kidding. Those are good enough to be sold. No lie, Jack. But I do see us getting Aurora down lower to mid-latitudes if we get hit with this thing. But typically now, guys, every time we've been talking about mid-latitude Aurora, where most of us live, it ends up getting further south. Jeremy, it's on my other computer, man. I'm sorry. I'm using a different computer. That's why I can't show Ricky's either. So I still have them. I think I already showed yours once, I think. But I apologize, man. I definitely would show them again. I'll see if I can't have that pulled up for the next live stream, and I'll show them. But yeah, thank you for sending them to me, though. I mean, I appreciate all that stuff, especially from the Kool-Aid Krew. You were mentioning other channels by a first name only, hard to find. Yeah, I got you. For sure, I get you. Yeah. Thank you for that, though. Thank you for talking in here in the chat. I really appreciate that. People get more active and we get, Yeah, good point, Terry. Gunslinger's in the house, baby. Julie Myers. Yeah. I mean, guys, I'm so happy to hear you guys talk about this in the sense of being excited and not scared. I really try not to put hey, Surgery 68, good to see you. Hey, Bill. Sean Carter's in the house. Blade Hunter, what's up? I try so hard not to put this out in a fearful way. I really, truly do. Because I could come out here and I could make people not want to come out their house if I wanted to. Because I see it happen on other channels. And I just can't imagine wanting to do that. It just doesn't make any sense to me, guys. Look at that one. That one's straight up. Ain't that cool? Yeah, that's what I thought there. Okay. But yeah, those are just so cool to me, man. I mean, they really are. But I hope you guys appreciate the way I present this stuff because, again, I know, people get on me sometimes for not being as, I guess, abrasive, if you want to use those words. I don't know what we want to say here when it comes to that. As far as, but this one right here is probably my favorite one. But I don't like to do that to people. And there's no sense in it. That's why I don't try to rush out here. Most of the time, I'm not trying to rush. I'm not trying to rush out here to do anything. I just want people to get the correct information. I used to have the weakest amount of patience. So I would see something, I'd jump right out here, and guess what? I was coming back in my next video apologizing because I got it wrong, which is something other people don't do either. But, hey, James, what's up? But yeah, guys, I mean, hey, James, and Dude, and C here, Butterfly. Good to see all you guys. Mark Matheny. Cheryl's in the house. Good to see you. Mary Bryant, what's up? All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and cut this off. But look again, guys, if you're a member, look for a live stream getting posted for later on tonight, today, late afternoon, evening type of thing. And then also a regular live stream somewhere in there because I want to give people an update. So we'll just kind of, again, as model information comes in, guys, you know, let me do this real quick. That, what you're seeing right there, okay, this could change. And they do change it. If they get data suggesting that this is wrong, they will change it. So that's why I'm going to be checking on it. And that's why, you know, I bring this up. Because these things are very hard to forecast, get the direction right, all of that. So, but again, guys, thank you guys for all your support, super chats and stuff like that, gifted memberships. But thank you most of all for just being here and being the awesome people that you are. My wife says thank you. She appreciates you guys way more than she could ever say also. Hey, Alicia, good to see you. But again, remember, members only stream and a regular stream today. So, but I just want to, you know, kind of point that out. But share it. That's, you know, the way to grow a channel is to, number one, don't be a punk and a mean person, right? And ask people to share your stuff. You know, I typically won't point somebody to a video where somebody's being like overly abrasive and rude. You know what I mean? Overconfident, arrogant, whatever you want to call it. I typically, even if their information is like spot on, I won't send you guys to go watch because it's not a healthy thing to do. I watch it because I ignore that stuff. And I just listen to the information. And let me tell you, there's some really mean, nasty people out there that are really smart. So if you have the ability to cipher through that, please do. But a lot of people don't because it can bring your mood down. And if it's bringing your mood down, guess what? Shut it off. If I'm talking about something that's bringing your mood down, hit that red X up in the right corner and go watch Disney or something for a minute. I mean, just get away from it. You know what I mean? No sense in it. We're not here to be like that. We're here to get aware, no fear, all of that. But I seen Ripper in here earlier, guys. He's putting out some good content too. Trinity's back on the horse. She hasn't been feeling well, but remember, go watch her videos. Obviously, Marfugal. Everybody, guys. Everybody else I always shout out, guys. I mean, I can just keep saying it. So, anyway, God bless. Yahusha saves, and yeah, you can drink this Kool-Aid.